Hello guys. So next topic is about the engine management system. So as we studied about the examples of mechatronics, such as it's a combination of mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, computer science, control systems, and all, right? So what is the use of the engine management system and how the mechatronics is helpful for the efficient working of an engine? So, an engine management system nowadays used in many of the modern cars such as Benz, Mitsubishi, Toyota, etc. This system uses many electronic control system involving microcontroller. The generalized block diagram of the system as shown in figure. Before going into the figure, I am going to explain about a topic, or you are supposed to understand the current scenario of a engine system or a engine management system. So in conventional vehicles such as olden vehicles such as Jeeps, Ambassador, Premier Padmini, whatever it may be. So it's a olden vehicles, right? So how the vehicles are working is, as we understand, that it is working purely with the help of a mechanical linkages, mechanical machine element, and other all the controlling of the vehicle that is happening with the help of a mechanical linkages, linkage mechanism, or a rotary, or converting the rotary motion into the linear motion. So such a kind of stuffs that is happening in the conventional means of engine management. So the conventional way of controlling the engine with the help of a mechanical linkages is not that efficient as compared to the electronic or a engine management system. So if every company or every automotive company are working in order to get a maximum efficiency as well as maximum performance from a particular engine, say for example, get a if you want to get a better performance, you are supposed to control the various parameters, such as you are supposed to control the inlet manifold pressure very precisely. At the same time, you are supposed to precisely control the coolant temperature. A lot of system, lot of criteria you are supposed to be precisely controlled, then only you will get the performance. So obviously, with the help of mechanical linkages, we are unable to control, because that is the disadvantages of the mechanical machine elements or a mechanical machine component. So how the engine management system is working? So as I explained here in this sentence, this system uses many electronic control system. So what we are using here, with a lot of sensors, lot of actuators, what we are using is, we are precisely controlling the mechanical machine component with the help of a electronic system or a microcontrollers. So this is all about the engine management system. So just have a look into this diagram. So block diagram of an engine management system. So this left part, which consisting of a signal conditioning system. So signal conditioning system is nothing but it consists of a lot of sensors. First one is a engine sensor. So next one is the engine temperature sensor, throttle position sensor, mass airflow sensor, uh, oxygen sensor, NOx sensor, oil pressure sensor, fuel pressure sensor. So this is the two converters, analog inputs and the analogous outputs. So what is the use of these sensors? So what exactly happening here? The sensors is a device that will continuously monitor the output parameters. Say for example, engine is producing a temperature, engine temperature, say for example 200 or 300 degree. So you are supposed to measure that particular temperature, then only we can understand, or then only we can control the system. So in such cases, what we are supposed to do is, you are supposed to measure the temperature. For measuring the temperature, you required a temperature sensor. So all these parameters have to be measured continuously in and giving output to the microcontroller. So what exactly happening in the microcontroller is nothing but we already predefined the appropriate value in order to get the better performance. If there is any change in the value, accordingly there is a control system work and that produce a output in such a way that we can control the entire output parameters very precisely. A lot of things associated with it. I am going to explain about 2 3 things that is associated with the engine management system. So next one is the objective of the system be ensure that the engine is operating at its optimum settings. Optimum setting is nothing but optimum settings is nothing but just to produce the maximum efficiency from the engine or to exploit the maximum performance of the engine. So that is what is called the meaning of the optimum settings. So the system consists of many sensors for observing the vehicle speed, engine temperature, oil and fuel pressure, airflow, etc. These sensors are supplying input signal to the microcontroller. After suitable signal conditioning and providing output signal via drivers to actuate the corresponding actuators. A single cylinder engine consists of some of the element in relation to an engine is shown in the figure. The engine sensor is an inductive type. It consists of a coil and the sensor wheel. The inductance of the coil changes as the teeth of the sensor wheel pass it and so result in oscillating voltages. So next thing is the engine temperature sensor is generally thermocouple, which is made up of a bimetallic strip or a thermistor. The resistance of a thermistor changes with the change in the engine temperature. This result in the voltage variation. So next one is a hot wire anemometer is used as a sensor for measuring the mass flow rate. The basic principle is that the heated wire will be cooled as the air passes over it. The amount of cooling is depending on the mass rate of flow. So next one is the oil and pressure sensor are the diaphragm type sensors. According to the pressure variation, the diaphragm may contract or expand, and the activities strain gauges which produces a voltage variation in the circuit. So next one is the oxygen sensor. So oxygen sensor is usually closed end tube which is made up of zirconium oxide with the porous platinum electrode on the inner and outer surface. So the sensor, the advantages or the use of the sensor is very simple. So how much oxygen that is available at the exhaust. So if there is any change in the exhaust, or if there is a how much oxygen that is available to ignite the air fuel mixture. So such things can be have to be evaluated for the various applications. The sensor become permeable to the oxygen ions at about 300 degrees Celsius. This result in the generation of voltage between the electrodes. The various drivers such as fuel injection drives, ignition coil drives, solenoid drives are used to actuate actuation according to the signals by the various sensors. So from this engine management system, we came to know about, or we understanding the things are like the output parameters are continuously monitored from the help of a sensors, and we are giving the signal into the microcontroller, and we are just conditioning the signal, and if there is any variation from the output of a sensors, so we'll adjust the voltage, and we are just with the help of a voltage actuator, or with the help of an actuator, we are just controlling the entire system. So this is a basic idea of engine management system. So a lot of companies, or a lot of automotive companies are working in this system, in this engine management system, in order to exploit the maximum performance as well as efficiency of a engine. So next one is the analogous signal given by the sensors are converted into digital signal by using ADC converters and send it to the microcontroller. The various output signals are converted into analogous signal by digital to analog converter as shown in the recorders or meters. So this is all about the engine management system,